Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I am Dr. Rifariel. I'm the immediate past president of the Philippine Psychiatric Association. So on behalf of the Philippine Psychiatric Association and the Philippine Society for Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, which is the branch of psychiatry which helps with the mental health of children and adolescents, we will respectfully submit our 6-page position paper, Your Honor, within the day. But we would just like, on behalf of the PPA, we would just like to emphasize the importance of understanding the biopsychosocial spiritual framework or understanding of a normal child's development. So for Philippine psychiatry, consistent with the holistic tradition of Philippine medicine, we understand that the child, we look at them as whole persons developing across 4 interconnected dimensions: biological, which was already discussed earlier, brain development, which is different from how it is among adults; psychological, like in coping skills, developing appropriate exposure to challenges. Of course, children also need those challenges to be able to learn and grow. And social, meaning parents, the impact of family, parents, community, as well as spiritual, the development of values, specifically values as nurtured by the primary caregivers of the children. So in our position paper, we also highlighted the mental health perspective of gadget use across the developmental spectrum, which would echo the guidelines already mentioned by Dr. Raiko earlier from the PMHA. What we emphasize here is adult monitoring, guidance, supervision, and regulation of gadget use among the children. Specifically, to answer the question, Your Honor, on the question of prohibition, the Philippine Psychiatric Association recommends developmentally tiered regulation. So in the face of documented harms, outright prohibition may appear to be the most direct response. However, clinical evidence, which we'll include here in our position paper, supports a more calibrated approach. For the youngest learners, kindergarten to grade 3, the developmental case for near total restriction during class, subject only to narrow emergency or medical exceptions, is strong and well supported. This age group has the least capacity for self-regulation and the most to lose developmentally from gadget-displaced learning and play. And then as children progress through the elementary grades and into junior and senior high school, the more protective approach for them shifts now from prohibition towards supervised, graduated, and increasingly self-directed use. Adolescence in particular is the stage in which digital literacy and self-regulation must be actively practiced under guidance and not simply deferred until adulthood. So clearly defined exceptions for instructional, health, and emergency use, together with due process safeguards such as parental notification and chain of custody protection in cases of gadget confiscation, are consistent with clinical evidence, which we also stated here in our position paper, and therefore visible, supervised, rule-governed use is safer for a child's development than use driven underground by blanket bans. So for our conclusion, the PPA and the Philippine Society of Child and Adolescent Psychiatrists recognize the seriousness with which the committees are addressing children's digital well-being. So the concerns driving these measures, such as distraction, displaced learning, disrupted sleep, and the psychological toll of excessive or unsupervised gadget use, such as online exposure to online predators, depression, and other mental health concerns, are realities encountered directly in our clinical practice. So the most protective, because we emphasize protection, prevention, rather than punishment, the most protective framework treats the child as a developing whole person, following again the biological, psychological, social, and spiritual approach, and calibrates gadget use according to age, setting, with clear exceptions for instructional, health, and emergency use, due process safeguards in cases of gadget confiscation, and coordinated implementation across families, schools, health systems, and local government. The Philippine Psychiatric Association and PSCAP, we remain available as a collaborative resource throughout this process. Thank you, Your Honor.